Welcome back to Love and Junk. I'm Laura.
I'm John.
And today we are on location from Crestone, Colorado. We're staying in a dome house. We love it.
Yeah,
Love it here.
it's great.
Yeah, so anyways, different surroundings. We have a little story time for you.
Story time.
Yeah, so if you have been viewers of ours for a while or even for a little, a short time, you may have noticed a disruption in videos as of late. We are on this trip and we're going to get married, and this is our wedding moon, I've been calling it. So
Wedding moon.
wedding slash honeymoon all at the same time. And in preparation for that, we thought we should put a couple of videos on, schedule them to come out. And that's not something that we normally do. When you see our videos, a lot of times we might have just recorded them, or they could be from a month ago. It just kind of depends on how much editing is involved
And what we think would be a good time to put something up.
Yeah, and we try to rotate cooking, new products, games. We try to rotate through all that stuff and not have back to back to back to back all the same things. Sometimes when there's a bunch of new products we do, but anyway, so in preparation for our trip, we scheduled a couple of videos to go up for last week, and thank God we did.
Yeah,
or
no
you
kidding.
wouldn't have seen our faces for a while.
Right.
On Monday.
Yeah, I don't remember the specific date, but
I don't either. On Monday, John was at work, and I got on Facebook, and I saw lots of people talking about a storm that was near Des Moines. We're in Davenport, Iowa, so, halfway through the state, and that it was pretty bad.
Right.
And lots of wind and stuff. But to us, we're from the Midwest, so tornadoes we know how to handle. And when somebody says a storm, Midwesterners, we're notorious for, if you say tornado, we're going outside with our cameras. It's just something it's a conditioning thing. We're used to it, and we know how to handle it. We know how to prepare for it, whatever. This was basically a hurricane that hit. That's the way to describe it to somebody that...
It was hurricane winds, for sure.
Right. Yeah, and hurricane damage in some areas.
Yeah.
So this happened...
I think it was Monday the 10th.
So John came home for lunch. I told him, hey, people are talking about, a storm, and maybe we should go...
It's going to be windy.
Yeah. And so maybe we should go take care of our plants. We have a container garden, make sure that they're against the house or whatever. So when he was home for lunch, we did that.
Yeah, we were able to put a couple in the shed.
Yeah.
Help them out.
But when you hear high winds, you don't expect what we actually got. So John leaves and goes back to work, and he was not gone very long before it got really scary.
Yeah, I drove back to work. I parked, I started walking in, and I look and I'm like, man, those clouds are awfully dark. And I went to message Laura, and the phones were already out before the storm even got to us. Mm-hmm. And so I couldn't message her. I
was doing the same thing on my end.
Yeah. I no sooner got to work and I sat down, and out my window I could see the wind come and blow. And it maybe lasted down there, it seemed like 10 minutes, like hard blowing, and then it was just some rain, and it wasn't that bad. I was like, oh, that wasn't as bad as people expected it.
But John's in the courthouse. He's in a big, huge building, and it's pretty isolated as far as there's not houses and trees, and sometimes your barometer for how bad something is looking outside and seeing how much trees are bending or how much debris is flying through the air or whatever.
And it's a little sheltered there too, because there's a big hill that goes down to the river.
Yeah. So in my world, I was at home. I started doing the same thing. I was getting a little freaked out. There was a big gust of wind initially, and then it kind of stopped for a second, and I thought that was it. And it wasn't. It kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And I was trying to look out the window, and see what was going on. But it was to the point, and I, like, again, I've born and raised in Iowa. I'm used to tornadoes. I'm used to bad storms, but I have not been scared and needed to go to the basement. Maybe one other time in my life, or if my mom made me, but
Right.
it was scary, and to the point where I didn't want to stand in front of the window because there was so much junk flying through the air.
What about my poor little rookie cat?
The cat was yowling, like crying, and he's a fraidy cat anyways, but he was really, really afraid. I had to take him to the basement to try to, eliminate some of the noise, and things started hitting the roof. And that's at the point where we decided to go to the basement. I heard it once, and then again, and then again. And I just imagined the roof had been taken off, or there was a hole in it, or whatever. So for his safety, for my safety, we just went to the basement.
And he was scared.
He was shaking, and yeah, he was terrified. It was horrible. So when I came back up, and when it was finally over, and it went on for longer than I think what you think it did. I don't know how long it went on, but it seemed like, it always seems like a long time though when you're having to like live through something,
Right. Right.
When we came back upstairs and I looked outside, I could see there was a big tree. Here we have a picture window in the front. I could see a big tree limb. I could see the end of its, I could see the leaves and stuff. So I knew there was a limb down there. And I went in the back, and there was a limb down there, and there was just stuff everywhere.
And
Gutters and trash cans and kids' toys, just everywhere.
And during this storm, about what point in the storm did the power go out?
Immediately.
Like right at the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all that's going on. And I'm just sitting at work, power didn't go out, it was still going, everything seemed fine. Like I said, I thought it wasn't that bad, but the phones were still down, and I couldn't get a hold of Laura, and I tried a few different things.
We tried emailing.
We tried, there was a Line app that we use, and tried to message through that, nothing. So it was probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon then, maybe an hour to an hour and a half probably an hour after the storm.
And you were scared on your end because you couldn't get a hold of me and you didn't know what had happened. I was scared on my end because I did know what had happened and I couldn't get a hold of you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I left work and took a little break to go see how everything was, and I had such a hard time getting home. There were trees down everywhere. It was
even over major roads.
Yeah.
Over and power lines on streets.
Power lines, trees. Mm-hmm. I had to jog back and forth, different streets and everything, and I finally got there after like 20 minutes, and we only live about 10 minutes from,
with no traffic,
Yeah.
probably 5. You know what I mean?
Right. So, yeah, and I got there and I saw the big limb in front of our garage doors. I think it hit the house, the roof, so we'll have to get that inspected and then rolled off.
There was part of a limb still on top of the roof when we saw it out our bedroom window from upstairs.
And thank God nothing looks like it was really seriously damaged of our house, but there was tons of damage everywhere around us.
Trees falling on cars, trees falling on garages, trees on houses. I don't know that there was any deaths in our area as a result, thank God.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But all of our state was hit. Cedar Rapids was really hit horribly. And here's what I want to tell you. We have not had that much national news coverage about this storm, and some people are angry about it. And then there's the other camp that say Iowans are resilient and, we'll rebuild. We don't need the government's money and all of that.
Right.
And I want people to know when you hear that a storm hit Iowa, that wasn't a storm. We're used to storms.
Yeah.
That was devastation. So that was the beginning of it, though. We had no idea the nightmare we were going to endure.
Right. We have been getting ready for this trip and for our wedding you know, for a
months.
long time. Yeah, long time. And then, you know, we still had so much stuff to do in that final week. And
You know how it is. Right before you go, you want to, oh, I'm going to get a haircut or an oil change or whatever.
yeah, we had to do all that stuff. And so then, you know, Monday night, power's out. And
That was the night of the storm.
yeah, and Monday night was fine. We did all right. We just kind of hung out and talked, and it was kind of enjoyable. And then, you know, Tuesday we're like, oh, surely, you know,
The power's going to come on today
yeah,
for
tonight
sure.
we're gonna get it on. No, nope. Wednesday, like definitely Wednesday now.
When
you
we
know,
went to bed on Tuesday, we were like, we're going to wake up in the night and all the lights are going to be on and the power's going to be on.
Yeah, yeah. Thursday rolls around. It is blazing hot out. The house, I mean, like our food at this point is bad. Our freezer is thawing out. And of course, because of the whole COVID thing, we had stocked up on like a lot of like ground beef, you know, veggies and different things, and all of that stuff is bad at that point. But we're still like, oh, we're gonna get power anytime now.
Well, the thing with the food is our garbage day we put out Tuesday for Wednesday. Well, Tuesday was the second day of the storm, and we thought, we're not going to throw away everything in our refrigerator, and the power is going to click on. So we kind of threw away some leftovers and stuff that we knew we wouldn't eat. But by and large, we kept all of our food. And then by Thursday. Which is 4 days, the first thing we did was we went and got ice.
Yeah.
And we put it in the fridge, in the refrigerator to try to keep it cold in there. But day 4, there's nothing we could do. We had to throw it all away. Now, we're supposed to leave on Saturday to go on vacation, and we have a fridge full of rotten food.
And of course, I still have power at work, so I still have to go to work. And we still have things to get ready for the wedding, and it's hot during the day.
Miserable. And
like-
humid.
Yeah.
Very, very, very humid.
It's miserable for Laura, so she can't get anything done there because it's just so darn hot. Then by the time I get home, it's still hot, but you know, we only have a little bit of time because then the sun goes down and we can't see anything. We did have flashlights, we had candles, you know, we had stuff like that, but not enough to be able to pack or look for stuff that we wanted.
Well, what does everybody do before they go on vacation? I'm going to do laundry.
Right.
So we couldn't do that. So we had to pack dirty clothes to come on our trip.
Well, we're not quite there yet in our story.
No, but no.
We were actually over at the neighbor's house just for a few minutes to talk with them and everything. And there's all
What
these.
night was this? Thursday?
I don't know if it was Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday. It could have been Wednesday.
But we were like over there, and there's all these power company trucks there.
Right across the street. Not neighbors a block away. Right across the street.
Yeah. And so, you know, they called us over, we talked to them, and they said, they told us we're going to have power tonight. So we were
Everybody's
like,
celebrating.
yeah, we're
and
like
excited.
all excited about it. You know, we're back home. You know, I have my laptop, and we'd watch stuff until the power ran out of that.
That's what we did. We would watch something on John's laptop for, I don't know, 2 hours or something every night. It's all we could do.
Yeah. And then at one point I got up and I walked out and I could see like the street light was on. And then I was like, oh, what? And I look around in the house, I'm like, no, the power's still off. And I look across the street. Everybody on the other side of the street had power. Our side of the street, no power.
Yeah.
You look
And that's when I started to break.
Yeah.
At that point. Like up till like day 4 or whatever, I didn't like it, but I could handle it. But to look across the street, like before we were all in it together, and I would sit outside with the neighbors every day and say, oh, this is horrible, and we hate this, and what are you doing for dinner, and all of that stuff. As soon as they had power, I couldn't anymore. No. I didn't want to hear about them and their air conditioning and
Yeah. And so we were like at our wits' end. And so we were thinking, oh, then Friday, I think it was Thursday night that happened, because then Friday, we're like, okay, we didn't get power last night. The neighbors have it. Surely we're going to get it today. And at least we would be able to pack with lights on, pack in the comfort of air conditioning, and, get our stuff ready for our trip.
Well, the other thing is we didn't know what we had on.
Right.
Too. So we didn't want to go on a trip and have every light in the house on. And some switches we could tell because there's a single switch, but a lot of our switches in our house have double switches. And anyway.
Yeah. So Friday comes and goes, and we didn't get our power on. We tried. Well, we packed what we could, and we got stuff gathered up during the while it was still light, and then at night, I had a flashlight, and I was going around and like bringing stuff from upstairs downstairs and kind of getting things set up to put in the truck, and then just couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't see anything, and we left, and still our house had no power.
Saturday morning, and we don't know at what point the power came on. They had promised everybody, first it was by Saturday. That's the other thing. The beginning of the week, I think right after the storm hit, so either Monday night or Tuesday, they were saying some people are going to be without power for a week or two. And they were saying in our area, some people would be till Saturday. And we thought, we've been through all of this. There has never been a time where our power has been off for a week. It's always like, the next day or whatever.
No way.
And guess what? When we left on Saturday, no power.
Yeah. We've since found out that the house now has power.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, and our internet's up again, so that's good.
That was the other thing. So I'm stuck at home. No Wi-Fi either.
Can't charge the phone.
And we didn't have cell service
right.
for part of that time, or it was really spotty. So we had family calling us. They couldn't understand what we were saying. On Monday night, the day the storm hit, we decided to. Was it Monday or Tuesday?
It was Monday.
We were gonna go pick up dinner. Let's just go get a sandwich because it's been a horrible day. We drove everywhere. We had to drive really far away to find a restaurant, and guess who else was there?
Everybody.
Everybody was there. So we didn't do that. We just came home. We had a little camp stove, thank God. So we just kind of used that. We'd heat up ramen noodles for lunch, or...
Yeah, we had some frozen pizzas that were not so frozen anymore. And I grilled that up for us for dinner.
Yep.
And
we picked up dinner.
Yeah, we picked up dinner one night, and we just made do, but it was not a pleasant experience for sure.
All of Tuesday I spent cleaning up the backyard, and then John did the front when he got home, but it was exhausting. It was hot. It was very frustrating. The kind of humidity that we had, and I have asthma, it was really horrible for me to breathe. All that being said, though, we have our house, we have each other, we have our pets, everything's fine. But I just feel, I've posted a little bit of stuff on Instagram and whatever, so I just wanted to let you guys know what we went through, and our thoughts and prayers are with those that had severe damage.
Or we got lucky.
We think all the time when we're in a bad situation that it could be worse, we don't have to depend right now on machines for our health. We think about, my dad, when he would lose power, he was on oxygen, and, we don't have those kind of worries and concerns. It was more inconvenience, but man, 6 days without power is a long time, let me tell you.
It's a long time.
And if you're camping, I'm not a princess at all. I can go tent camping. I don't have a problem with it. But then you're prepared for it, right?
Right.
It's different than being surprised by it.
Yeah.
So.
It is. You expect it at that point. But, that's the other thing. You have to leave your house, closed up during the day, or it will get, super hot in there.
And you can't even have a fan. Not only is there no
Right.
air conditioning, you can't run a fan, nothing.
And so it's cooler, but it's still stuffy and there's no airflow. And then at night you open the windows, and I remember trying to sleep. One of the nights wasn't that bad. Another night was absolutely miserable. It was so humid, so hot, no airflow, no fan, no nothing to distract you like a TV or anything like that. And that was a rough night.
It was. We could not wait to come on vacation. And that's the other thing. We had mixed emotions because we were so very much looking forward to this. You guys know if you're, if you watch us, we're so very much looking forward to our trip, to our wedding. We put our heart and soul into, we did everything. We're making our own cake. We're doing absolutely everything. We planned our own ceremony. We're marrying ourselves. There's literally not going to be anybody else involved in any part of it. So it really kind of put a damper on it. And then, so it kind of started off rough. We were both very sleep deprived, for one thing.
Right.
And the whole packing and all of that, it was just, I wanted to be happy about it and not.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Monday before the storm, I was so excited. I was like, this is our last week before we go, and I'm like, we're gonna go get married, and I was like so hyped up. And by the end of the week, I was just like, what else can we handle?
Yeah. So again, we understand we don't have it nearly as bad as a lot of other people. We didn't put out this video to complain by any means. It's more to let people know what happened in our state. So when we left on our trip, Davenport is on the edge of Iowa. We had to drive all the way through Iowa to Nebraska, to get to Colorado. And all along the state was devastating. And we didn't even see it all. But
flattened
cornfields
yeah.
everywhere. I know.
Semi-trucks not turned over, flipped over on their side.
Yeah, grain bins collapsed on themselves. I know that there was a lot of livestock and that kind of thing that were lost. Iowa depends on, not just Iowa, our country, the world.
The world, actually, yeah.
Depends on the farming that we do in our state. And nobody needs this after the year that we've already had. And I think about all the people that are working from home because of COVID, so they're already working from home. Now they don't have power.
Right. And there's no school, and they got all their kids there.
Or people that own their own business, and they're just trying to save it.
Get by.
And then they get devastated by a storm.
That's rough.
We feel for all of you in any of those situations.
Toss some prayers out for everybody like that.
Right. And so the theme of this video is, if you didn't know about the storm, now you do. And now you should look it up so you can see some photos. There's crazy, crazy photos on the internet of what the storm did and what it looked like. So
anyway,
what did they call it? A
derecho? Something like
DERECHO.
Yeah.
Which they describe it as an inland hurricane. Now it's not a category 5, we're not trying to compare to that kind of thing, but they said it was comparable to a category 2 hurricane. Winds of over 100 miles an hour.
And that's the weird thing, though. And we really didn't have any warning. At least with the hurricane, as it's building and
you're
stuff,
getting
that
water,
it's coming.
Your windows are prepared for it, that kind of thing.
So, anyways, guys, that's our story.
That is our story. I hope we never have a story like that to tell ever again.
Me too.
But like I said, we feel very fortunate. We feel very lucky. It was just inconvenience. It just made us crabby and hot and
miserable.
All of that, but we're better now. But like I said, we just wanted to put this out so you could see maybe a little glimpse into what happened in our state.
Yep.
If you're not subscribed to our channel and you want to see some videos for our vacation and how it turned out, make sure you're subscribed and hit the little bell.
Ding.
So you can be notified when those videos do go up.
Yeah.
Over on Instagram, we're Love and Junk with no D, so it's LOVEANJUNK.
Yeah.
Now, if you
sweating yourself to death inside of a hot, stifling house with no power.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, guys.
We're on the other side of it. That's the thing. If
Yeah.
you like overcoming obstacles,
Yeah.
yeah. Or, I don't know.
Unplugging.
Yeah.
Putting technology aside
Here's
for.
the thing. Here's the thing. So our trip was very much, we're in Colorado and we love nature. We're in a dome right now. So, and then we're going to a cabin, and then we're going to a yurt. So our whole vacation was kind of planned being away from technology.
And being like, yeah, rustic and stuff like that. And
then we were forced into
they
it
were
a week
forced
early.
into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, if you like I said, how about give a big thumbs up for Iowa
Yeah.
or Illinois? They were hit too.
Yep. And this
Yeah.
video.
And or us. Or you want to wish us well on our wedding and our trip, give us a big thumbs up. And that's all we have for today.
That's it, guys.
Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Bye.